A morning walk along the Varada dos Balcões in Madeira is a nature lover's dream. The trail is located in the northwest part of the island. Starting at Ribeiro Frio by the side of the Regional Road 103, this short walk provides access to the Balcões lookout point, with superb views over the valley of Ribeira da Metade and the parish of Faial.
These levadas are all originally made out of stone. You can see evidence of some of the stone that was used. Nowadays, obviously, they're using some sort of a concrete mortar mix.
Levadas are a set of canals and waterways that were created early in the settlement of Madeira. They carry water from the mountain springs to irrigate the terrace gardens in the valleys below. Today, many of the hiking trails in Madeira follow the course of these levadas.
So this wasn't just a question of building this trough, putting this trough together. It was actually also cutting down the rock face, to create the base for the trough itself. And obviously, I guess they used the spoils to develop these pathways along here as well. Oh, nice tree, just hanging off the rock face over here like this. By the looks of the flow of the water, we are going upstream.
The Varada dos Balcões Trail is a beautiful and peaceful walk that allows you to explore the island's lush vegetation, including the unique Laurisilva Forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
This has been here for a while. So right over here, the levada is right underneath our steps. They cover it over with some stones, because that was the only way. So they cut right through this rock to create this levada. And they were able to walk on top of it, so they can move the livestock around. They can go from village to village. So this here actually goes from one village to another village. This would have been the main way of getting there back 200 or 300 years ago.
The trail is relatively easy to follow and well maintained. Because it's also very accessible from the road, the trail can become quite crowded, so it's best to get there early in the morning. Along the way, there is a shop where one can buy drinks and coffee, as well as honey, sugarcane cakes, and handicrafts. I'll take some of those.
Towards Balcões, we still have another half a kilometer to go. The water will be coming down this levada, and over here they would place, where that steel bar is, they would place a trap, basically a door, that would slow down the water, and then the water would be channeled into this here trough, into this channel, and be going down this way here. They needed to water stuff down here.
We came across abandoned terraced fields blocked off from the path.
So there's a gate over here between two trees. It's probably private property in here, I'm pretty sure. There's some chicken wire fence. It looks a little bit terraced. It looks like at some point in time this here may have been farmed. That's why it's gated, and it's got these bushes over here so people don't step into here, because it's private property. A farmed area years ago, like 40, 50 years ago, even more. The levada does continue that way, and right now we're just going to Balcões. We got 100 meters. Should be a lookout point over there.
From the Balcões lookout point, there is a splendid landscape of green valleys of Laurisilva Forest, Madeira's indigenous forest that takes on added importance as a water producer. On days when visibility is good, the parish of Faial can be seen in the distance, as well as the island's highest peaks, including the two peaks of Pico Ruivo and Pico do Arreiro that we hiked 2 days ago. Overall, a morning walk along the Varada dos Balcões is a wonderful way to experience the natural beauty of Madeira. No wonder this spot is such a popular viewing area for visitors. As we drove away from the Vereda do Balcos, we saw that clouds were drifting and obscuring the peaks in the valley of Ribeira da Metade. We're headed to Curral das Freiras, but to get there, we drove through roads winding through the Parque Ecológico do Funchal and eventually on the Estrada da Era do Cerrado.
Now we're sitting above cloud lines. Not sitting, but standing. And this is the magnificent view you get from up here. This is fantastic. Well worth it. All well worth it.
The Estrada da Era do Cerrado is a steep and winding road. It starts at an altitude of around 600 meters above sea level and reaches its highest point at around 900 meters above sea level. The road offers spectacular views of the island and the surrounding mountains. Here we are again.
We don't know exactly where we are. We are beyond Pico do Arieiro, going towards Curral das Freiras, and we came across this lookout point. There's no other cars on the road over here. It's a very narrow road. There doesn't seem to be too many cars. We haven't seen any cars yet.
There's so many great lookout points that we seem to be stopping every couple of kilometers.
So right now we're heading down, hopefully down to Curral das Freiras, and if we're looking out over the horizon, you see the clouds all below us. This is phenomenal view. This is almost as if we're driving off the edge into the clouds. Another stop over here.
It's a very narrow route, so one has to take extra caution in driving through this.
Into the clouds. Why we're going this way? Because we're up in Ribeira do Frio.
Yes.
For our Levada walk. And now we're going to Curral das Freiras because it's supposedly the centermost town. And I read somewhere that it's the only town that's not visible from the sea.
The high altitude views of the Estrada da Era do Cerrado eventually gave way as we entered a tunnel for the final sprint to Curral das Freiras. Prior to this tunnel, driving into the valley would have been to drive on an older, no longer used road hugging the side of the cliffs. And here we are at Curral das Freiras. Curral das Freiras, or Valley of the Nuns, is situated in the central part of the island and is surrounded by high mountains, which provide a dramatic backdrop to the valley's lush vegetation and greenery. The valley got this name after a group of nuns who sought refuge in the valley many centuries ago. According to local legend, these nuns were fleeing from pirate raids on the island and hid in the valley, which was then a remote and isolated location. They established a small community there and lived there for many years. The valley's name is thought to have originated from this event and has been used ever since.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
I'm having over here is chestnuts. They're already peeled and everything. I like them to be a little bit more cooked. Usually the ones I have at home, they don't melt in your mouth, but they're a lot more tender.
I ordered chestnut soup. So I've never had chestnut soup before, so we'll see how it tastes. The chestnut soup comes also with beans and pork.
Vegetables.
And vegetables.
It's hot. Hot, that is temperature.
Well, I've never had chestnut soup before, but this is delicious.
And so this is the season for the chestnuts right now. Going from about September, late September, October, all the way up till December. So we're gonna have a goat with some chestnuts. Got some potatoes there. I see a little bit of rosemary, tomato wedges. It looks very good.
Smells good.
Yep. So
after a delicious lunch, we took a small tour of the village. First, we toured the Musée de Castanya, a museum displaying a traditional Madeiran home and its contents, as well as a room dedicated to the chestnut tree species and its importance to the region.
Here, an educational poster on chestnut trees.
'20s, '30s innovation. This is beautiful cabinetry. So we are in a valley. All around is just cliffs, cliffs, and cliffs, and cliffs. We're up way half, I guess. This whole cliff assembly. And what does that mean? This is a volcanic island. What we are in a volcano. And this going up the mountain, get your laundry on this side, and sitting area over here. Can you see it? Can you see the X? X marks the spot.
Then we drove all the way down to the valley, crossing its main river, Ribeira da Janela, which runs through it. The valley is known for its terrace fields, where traditional crops such as bananas, sugarcane, and grapes are grown.
Up there having lunch, on top of that settlement over there. And now we are going all the way up there.
We're going up by car.
Here, no, we're not walking.
We're not hiking up there.
So that there is Corral dos Freiras. So right about there, it looks like an old roadway. You can see some fallen rocks over there by the yellow markings. So here's Lucilla, feeling all nice and cold because she's all got her arms all wrapped up.
It is winter here in Madeira right now. And we're high, we're high up in the mountains.
Well, we still got a little bit of a walk to get up to that lookout point. I guess it's just up there.
From this lookout point, one can truly appreciate this charming and lovely place. The cliffs rise high like sentinels guarding the village and settlements from above, and the valley unfolds to reveal both the natural and human signs of activities. Join us for the next episode as we hike the Levada do Risco to take us to an impressive waterfall. took the Achadas the cruise cable car to tour the abandoned village of Faja da Campreda Nova and stopped at the Ponta do Pargo lighthouse, marking the westernmost point of the island. If you haven't subscribed yet, please tap the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of the next episode. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.